Greetings and welcome to another episode of Shop Talk down here at Page 3's Game Zone. I'm Nathan Varney. We're wishing you a very Merry Christmas from all of us down here at Page 3's Game Zone. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the items coming up that will be available for sale here in January of 2015, particularly that were originally solicited in Previews Catalog number 314. That was the November 2014 issue. Hopefully to do something new to where you can actually see these originally each month. So we'll have another 2 episodes coming out pretty close to each other here. Ideally, both of them actually tomorrow. By this time tomorrow will be available. But nonetheless, I'm just taking a peek at some items that you can expect to see in the world of comics and other geekdom in January of 2015. If you're interested in special ordering any of these items, you can just give us a shout, and our standard discount is 20% off of any items that you that you order. But if you do happen to see a price that is better than a 20% discount at another online retailer or whatnot, just give us a shout on that, and we'll do our best to, we'll look into it and see if it's something that we can go even better than that on that, because, you know, in the end, we do want your business on that, and we certainly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's going on here in Previews Catalog number 314 from November 2014, on sale primarily beginning in January of 2015. Okay, I'm flying solo tonight, as you can see with the camera here. So, all right, it is issue 314 here, as I was just mentioning. Double cover. Some of you may have seen the Spawn issue 250 cover, and some of you may be familiar with the other side with the John Romita Jr. Superman that's vomiting blood and light everywhere. So, I'm pretty sure this is the actual front cover. Yeah. So, we'll go through here and show you a few highlights of things that we think that you should probably check out. Okay, first up here is the Conan Red Sonja crossover from Dark Horse and Dynamite. Something a lot of fans have been looking forward to for quite some time. This is going to be a 4-issue miniseries. Gail Simone and Jeb Zub are the primary writers. Dan Panosian and Dave Stewart are going to be doing some art. So, here's a little one-page preview of some of the interior art and some of what's going on here. So, 2 classic warrior characters crossed over. It's not the first time, because I guess, you know, Red Sonja actually first appeared in Conan the Barbarian quite some time ago. I think that would have been in the late 70s. So, but this is certainly the first time that I'm aware of that they've crossed over since they have been under the Dark Horse and Dynamite banners. So, Conan and Red Sonja. Next up here, we have the Mortal Kombat X issue 1. Now, got 2 different covers. There's a Sub-Zero and a Scorpion cover, both with pretty darn stout artwork by Dexter Soy. So this is, you know, if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, you know, have never checked out any of the comic books, this would definitely be a good place to start on. Maybe if you're even doing a little bit of speculation because of the game coming up here of Mortal Kombat X in 2015, this definitely be a book to check out. So definitely should be an interesting read. I actually do look forward to this book. Mortal Kombat X, number 1. Next up here, we've got some Batman the Animated Series figures. There have been a few figures that have already released and a few more to come before these, but this is the next wave of these from one of the best animated series of all time, Batman the Animated Series. Here we've got Killer Croc, the Creeper, Robin, Harley Quinn, and Baby Doll that will all be released in this series. These actually, I think, are advanced solicitations. These are scheduled to ship in May of 2015 and not January, but nonetheless, this is the order book that you'll want to get these placed in. So, and they each come with their own nifty old stand there, you see, with Harley Quinn there. So, Batman the Animated Series action figures coming up. Okay, I have become very smitten with the show Arrow. I've decided to take a peek at it after watching the crossover episode with Flash. And certainly a lot of people would have a lot of interest in some of the memorabilia. We got the Deadshot and the Dark Archer coming up as action figures. These also are May solicitations, so pretty advanced, quite some time away, but that's typical for DC if you're very familiar with that. But nonetheless, some pretty good looking figures here, just under 7 inches tall a piece, of the Dark Archer and Deadshot. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the original cartoons from the Cartoon Network, let me see how many times I could say cartoon here in this episode. Powerpuff Girls Super Smash Up. It's got a 6-issue miniseries coming up from IDW. Derek Charm and Jeremy Whitley are the primary writers. On this, looks like we've got Charm, Jorg, and Jorg Monlongo, I'm sorry, I'm butchering those, on primary art. So, as you can see here, there's a lot of characters. It looks like they're going to be in this, making guest appearances and whatnot in this book. Of course, one of my favorites there, good old Johnny Bravo. Looks like there's Ed, and Eddie in the background there, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter, and Cow and Chicken. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of other ones. So, if you're a fan of Powerpuff Girls or just the original cartoons, this may be a book that you're going to want to check out. Powerpuff Girls Super Smash Up. Next up here from Marvel Comics, Uncanny Avengers is getting yet another relaunch. Or I guess maybe its first relaunch, but nonetheless, a relaunch. Rick Remender, the primary writer, and Daniel Acuna, I hope that's properly pronounced, on primary art. Here we've got an all-new lineup, starting this counter-evolutionary storyline here. An all-new lineup coming out of the events of Axis. Looks like we've got Sabretooth, Vision, Scarlet Witch. Who else is back there? Falcon, our all-new Captain America. We've got, I think that's Rogue back there. Yeah. I already mentioned Scarlet Witch. Quicksilver also there. So should be a fun new cast for Uncanny Avengers. So definitely want to give that one a peek. Star Wars is coming home to Marvel. This says it all. Welcome home. I think everybody kind of knew this was going to be happening sooner or later after Disney bought Star Wars. So, some of you may remember that Star Wars comics originally were under the Marvel banner. Many years ago, Jason Aaron's taking his hand here at one of what could be, I would say, one of the most dangerous tasks of all time, and that is telling great new stories about some of the most iconic and classic characters of all time, and that is the original movie trilogy cast from Star Wars. There's quite a bit of material here. We got some really cool looking covers, and then here's also a sneak peek at some art that's in this book, and some panels and such. Just beautiful, beautiful art. What we've got going on here. So a lot of people are anticipating this, and this is one that if you've not already got a subscription to it, you definitely don't want to wait around on this, and that is Star Wars #1 from Marvel Comics. All right, I think everybody knew this is going to happen eventually, sooner or later. I guess I could use that one again, and that's the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Ryan North and Erica Henderson are tackling this book. So something that started out as a joke in the Great Lakes Avengers, Squirrel Girl has actually gained quite a bit of cult popularity since that almost accidental appearance in Great Lakes Avengers several years ago. So she's finally in her own series, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #1. All right, I don't think Marvel could let DC get away with having a weekly series about Batman. They're the primary cash cow as far as comics go, at least for us, Batman has always been our DC's best seller for us and continues to be. And here, I guess Marvel says, you know what, Wolverine can survive in his own weekly series as well. Except it's not Wolverine, at least not starting out. It's Wolverines. Issue 1 ships in January. A host of classic Wolverine family characters, including X-23, Sabretooth, Daken, Lady Deathstrike, are all involved in this. Looks like they are competing for, you know, who's going to have control over the adamantium-covered skeleton of Wolverine in Wolverines #1. There are fun new items in the Geek Chic boutique pretty much every single month in Preview's catalog. This month we've got a trio of socks. I mean, I suppose they're ladies' socks, but they are ladies' socks, but I suppose that anyone that you know, wanted to grab a pair of these could check them out. But anyway, there's some really neat looking socks here. We've got the Unicorn Want Some socks, the Nerd Heart socks, and the Zombie Skull socks. So just a small sampling of the Geek Chic boutique items here in this catalog this month. A little bit more apparel here. Potentially some of the coolest looking apparel. I hope I can get this focused in well. A couple of really cool Legend of Zelda shirts. What looks to be a really gorgeous blue. My hands are shaking a little bit here, I'm sorry. Legend of Zelda shirt here with Link with a starburst behind him on that. And another Hyrulean crest green Triforce shirt here. As you can see, Pat wanted an extra large on this one. Just absolutely great. I think, what have we got here? Small through 2X are available on these. And retail on those. I didn't sell the retail on some of these other things, and I'm sorry. But are $19.99 on the small through extra large, and the 2Xs are $21.99. Also, a really cool Fear the Reaper toboggan. Yeah, buddy. What else do we have here? Also, just a couple of things here. Gotham Police Department. A fitted cap and a knit beanie. The cap is $25.99 at retail. And the beanie is $19.99. Oh, also the Fear the Reaper toboggan is $20 retail as well. Then also on the same page, we've got quite a bit of action here. We've got a Venom and a Deadpool slouch beanie. Those are $12.99 a piece. And then a Walking Dead sleep pants set. Yeah, man. And those are $25.99. So several really cool things here in Geek Apparel. Some really awesome looking things coming out in the world of Sailor Moon in anticipation of some new activity after many years on the screen for the sailors. First, we've got here the Sailor Moon Girls Memory line, Sailor Mars. She retails for $28. I think she's 6.5 inches tall, not quite 8 inches. Also, in the Fig Arts line, also a Sailor Mars figure. She retails for $89.99. Certainly a high-end type of collector's item, but for those of you that are familiar with the Fig Arts line, they are absolutely stunning sculpts and very well worth the money. The Sailor Mars Fig Arts Zero figure. Also, here, the Sailor Moon collecting figures. This is the 3rd volume of those. This one has Chibusa, Sailor Pluto, Luna, and Black Lady as options, and they are $15 each on retail. And then a couple other things here of note. We've got a Sailor Mercury doll. She retails. She's a really high-end one. She's $179.99, but still a really nice piece. And the Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon minifigures, as you can see, you can put them on glasses and whatnot, and they are $9.99. So lots of really neat Sailor Moon novelties. More geek novelties and goodness here. This particular section here, Walking Dead, Doctor Who lanyards. You see several different ones. A few of these we've had in stock before. That's what the OA means. It's offered again. Retail of $9.99. So we should have some more of those back in again in January. Also the Doctor Who tote bags. Several different styles there. Retail of $13.99. And some Doctor Who wristbands. A few other Doctor Who things here. You see there's an exploding TARDIS tote bag, the ceramic teapot, and some phone covers, as well as the TARDIS floating pen. So several different things coming out for Doctor Who fans.